Okay, we finished putting posts in there. We sort of try to make sure we got it lined up fairly well. And there's a little end down there. I can show it. And everything looks to be fairly straight. Now we can set it down and everything should be level on it. Got too much stuff here in the way though. Get this out of the way too. There we go. Fits pretty well. Of course the deck goes on the other side. Of course it all fit pretty well. I like that. Alright. What we're going to do next is me to see about painting this thing. I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and paint the floors in this. And the colors we're going to be using are apple barn paint. Walmart. This bottle costs 50 cents. 49. This is going to be the this one here would be for the floor and this part. Then the brown oxide here, a little bit lighter. We're going to use this up in the office on the floor. So here we go and start painting some of that and all. Okay, let's do the back floor. I'm going to shake it up a little bit. I'm going to use one of my wide brushes. Use my palette over here too. Let's see which wide. Whoop, I'll go with this one. Pick not a wide area, a big area, but I use a bigger one. Okay. This is acrylic, so you can wash everything out with water, clean your paint brushes, everything. I'm going to do that for a start. Let's try to do this way. Normally the walls are painted the same color in the original Seaboard station. I've been up there and taken some pictures of it, and it's dark as heck is in there. They have fluorescent lighting in there, hanging down different places. Don't help too much. It's still dark as heck in there. But it looks like it's all just original dark wood everywhere. Alright, I'm going to sort of finish painting this up, and I'm going to pause the camera, and we'll come back to it a little later. Okay, I went ahead and I had some paint on this back wall here, so I decided to go ahead and paint the whole inside the warehouse, because I don't know if I'm going to leave any doors halfway open or all the way open or what. And I'll probably show you later on in the video where you can install lights in here. So now we're ready to do the office part. And the only thing we want to do here we're going to paint the walls in here white. And this here will be a lighter shade of brown over on the floor. The hardest part is going to try to keep it, away from the walls, and the white the same way, painting it and all. About thinking I should paint the white first, then go back and paint the floor. That way, if any white gets down there, I can get on it. Get it with a darker color. So here we got some white over here. And this is just plain old matte acrylic white paint. Some of this is not really inside the cracks. Don't have really any paint down in there. That leaves it a little effect in there, so it might look better just looking like that. Here maybe you can see some of it in there. Let me get a closer look. If that helps any. Some of it may still be a little wet. but it's okay. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and start on the walls, and then we'll pause it and all. Okay, pour some out on the palette here. I'll do one of these small ones because I ain't going to need too much. I'm going to use the double small one, I believe. Not as wide as the one we did on the floor. And by the way, and also when I was painting the floor, I was making sure I was getting the edge right here on the bottom over around there. You can also go back and touch it up. Okay, I'm going to lay this down. Got wax paper up under it, where if everything goes up under it, everything will be okay. So here I'm going to go just straight up from here. These two little windows are actually bathrooms, so I'm not going to worry too much about that right now. We have clear, I got some clear windows for it, and actually I'll probably show you how to, I'll probably sand on some fine sandpaper to where you can't see through the windows though, sort of a frosted look on the windows. So I'll show you how we're going to do it when we get around to that. That'll be right near the last, I'm going to tell you that. The windows and the frames, all of them will be the last thing we do. So this is pretty good here, coming around. I guess I'm worried more so. I think that when I do the floors, if the floors get on the walls, I can try to go back and touch it up. See how that does. I don't really, well, I guess don't have to get all the way to the edge of the windows because there'll be an inside frame that also has to glue in there around the windows. So here gives you an idea about what we're doing here. Coming out pretty good here. Take a look at it. So we'll smooth it out some more. We'll pause it for now until we get it all done. Okay, I was sitting here painting inside the walls here white, and I forgot that we're going to put walls in here too. So what I needed to do, this is the divider wall over here, and what I need to do is put how far in. I'm going to lay it down here. This is the one side I haven't painted yet. Lay that down there, and I'm going to pencil out about where it is. So I'm looking at the other side. Should be about the same way. That the hall wall will not go all the way there. So the wall is here. It's just, so the next one will be over there too, near there. I'm afraid to. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and try to do it anyway. I'm going to lay this on top of that, go back and touch it up. If I can lay it over that, okay, give an idea where it's supposed to go. The next wall. I have penciled it off. Okay, not too bad. So here we got the, so I turn around when you see it. There we go, that's where the divider wall, the hallway is going to come down through there. Then we have the walls on each side here. So as we get along with that, what I did here is mark that with the pencil to show you so I don't have to paint all the way there and at the back of that door. Okay, we'll go ahead and finish it up there. Okay, now that we got the office done, as you can see, office walls. This part will not show at all, so we left it white. And over on this side, you can see it a little bit. We didn't do this wall here because it have another wall here, so this is not going to show up this wall at all. So we left it blank. I did do a little pencil line there to show where that divider will go in there. So now that this is drying and doing fairly well, I want to go ahead and paint these other walls and let them be drying too. We're not going to go all the way up to the top where we can hold it though and all. So this will be the back wall. These are the two side walls that you'll see from inside the windows. These will. And this will be that divider between the two rooms. So we'll paint them now and go from there. We'll try to go a little thin, a little bit as we can, and try to get these outlines to show up that are engraved in here at the doors. The top part, don't worry about too much. This tells you where to go. On this back wall here, we also outlined it where the center is. So that means we don't have to paint in here, just both sides here. Oops, there we go. Get a better view of it. Okay, now we got all the walls painted. It needs to be painted. This will only be on one side, towards the offices. This will be in the warehouse, so this will be painted the brown like the other. And these are the two walls you'll see from the windows. There's that one and one over here. This has one door. We'll put the door frames on there before we set all that in there. I'll show you about that. This is the dividing wall. And so now, I think we'll go ahead and paint the office floor. Try not to make too much of a mess and try to do a pretty good job on that. So let me set this down here. This is, we're using a different color here, brown oxide. It's lighter than in here. Inside there was dark like that though. So here we're going to try to move these other ones out of the way, let them be drying. And you'll see how a lot of this here. Now this little divider wall, we had to paint both sides of that. That's why I got this clamp holding that. Okay, so now we got all this in here. Did make a little bit of mess over here with the white paint earlier. So, okay, shake this up. I'll put palette over here. Okay, let's spread some lighter brown. It's almost like a chocolate on the palette. There we go. We'll use the same white brush that we used for the wall. That was cleaned out. Okay, so now we're going to try to go along the back here. Get an idea what it's going to look like. I'm going to turn this out of the camera view so I can get some along the edge here a little better, I hope. It turned out pretty good there. On this side of the wall, you ain't going to see too much over here. There's some more there. I have a pretty good idea. Like I said, we don't have to go all the way on the floor because the hallway is not going to be shown. We can come down about where we think it would be. We can follow the lines on the floor from the lines on the wall here that we did with the pencil. Just just stroke back and forth on there. Where it's globbed up, I'll sort of smooth it out thin. That way you can see the texture in the boards as well. I'll give you an idea here. Let me get a little closer here. Down the paint. Okay. Try to tilt it. We can see a little better. There we go. Those come out pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this up. I'll pause the camera till we get this done. Okay, now we got the floor all done in there. And this part's not going to show at all because it'll be covered in. One of the next steps we need to do, we'll be putting the walls in, since they're already painted. We'll put the back wall up here, and it'll glue against number E down here. Oops. It'll be gluing against this faceboard here, and then we stand it up. We can glue a little bit on each corner of it, on the sides. And that was one of the things. And before we put the insides in, the other walls and these windows, I need to go and put the trim on it on the inside here, but I think in the doorway, I think I might be better off before we do any of that. We're going to go ahead and paint the white all around the outside. That way we can start doing the windows and all. What I've already done on the windows is already painted all that trim work, and this is the trim, the windows and everything here. This will be the dark green. The trim on the inside will also be green as well, and on the outside. So the door frames around the inside will be green, and the windows also. Okay, here we've done got the front painted. We'll work around to one of the sides here. I think it looks pretty good. So we'll continue with the painting on it and just work around to the side. We'll be working on the other side there. Okay, we pulled the center wall out of there, and we actually glued it down there where E was, a white strip up under the other floor. And we glued it down on that and then pushed this wall in there. So the only place it's glued is on the back side. It's on the back side of here. It's so tight, nice and tight in there, I feel like there's no need to put any glue on the sides. So here I've already started painting some brown on the inside. I've touched up in here also. If we're going to go ahead and paint the rest of the warehouse in there, the dark brown, do the walls and all. So anything you want to show inside there or whatever, it'll be original. And if you don't want to paint it in there, that's fine. If you're going to have all the doors, side doors closed, that's fine. Then you don't have to paint none of this on the inside here. You wouldn't have to worry about it. But I'm going in and doing it anyway, and that way it's up to the modeler of how he wants to do it. Having the doors open, having the lights in here, anything. So here I have it all there ready. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and finish painting this here and pause it now. This is where we are now, painting this here.